I'm a liar, I'm a boozer, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? Found her with another man, I was thrown into confusion. All the world I thought was true, it's nothing but illusion. So now I'm a liar, I'm a loser, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed, wondering how much lower can I go? Even though I know it's wrong, I wish my pain upon the world. I curse the lives of lucky men. Into this hell I hope they're hurled. Once a good man, now I'm living in this hell. 'Cause I'm a liar, I'm a boozer, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? So I'm wondering how much lower can I go?
Oh, that's awkward. The song ended before the show started. Well, I guess we can watch the robots dance for another 10 seconds. What's going on, guys? Elliot, Anderson, Jose. Who we got? Blaze, Judge, Franklin, Mike, and... Oh, we already said Jose. Jose, we can look at Metis, man. I'm not ignoring you. You know, I don't purposely ignore you, man. Right? I can't say everyone in the chat. And like I always, my famous saying now is, there's 30,000 altcoins. You know what I mean? There's 30,000 altcoins. We can't look at them all. It's not Pokemon, you know? We don't got 150 altcoins to buy. Oh, man. What's going on, guys? So, you guys know at the beginning of this week, I was kind of begging for some dips this week, and looks like we're getting some dips, which is nice. I take it. So, we know we had the hash ribbons buy signal for Bitcoin. Bitcoin really didn't move. And I was hoping, praying for some dips, as it usually takes like 1-2 weeks for the buy signal to play out. So we'll obviously see if that plays out again for the 15th time. But in the meantime, man, I got some of my altcoins back down at the low. I'm happy for that, and I'm ready to rock and roll. But we'll talk about that today. Other than that, Bitcoin's still being kind of boring, not really doing too much, but it's allowing kind of the altcoins to bleed out a little bit, which is cool with me, because we're not expecting a bull run right this second anyway, so who cares if the prices go lower in the short term? Who the frick cares? Prosperous, I see you in here, man. Who else is in the chat? Who else is hanging out in the chat and being kind of a lurker? I know there's a bunch of lurkers out there this morning. We got the Dunkin' coffee, guys. I only got a few sips left. I've been chugging this thing. Trying to wake up here. I watched the Wolf of Wall Street again last night. Holy shit, I didn't realize... I realized halfway through the movie that the movie was 3 hours long. I'm like, dude, well, gotta stay up and watch the whole thing. That shit was 3 hours long. When's the last time you watched a 3 hour long movie? It's been a while. Abby, Bow, Chewy. Matic is more of a dip. It's bloodshed. I think Matic's got lower to go. There's some alts that I think have hit lows, and there's some of them that I think actually have a little bit lower to go. Matic, I think, actually has a little bit lower to go. We can look at Matic, though. We can look at Matic. What we got in here? Clint, we are here watching a dip. The dip for BTC. What did Clint say? I'm watching the biggest dip in a few weeks. That's what I'm talking about, Clint. Isn't it sad that the biggest dip for Bitcoin, we're down $100 from yesterday? It's a huge dip. It's massive. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about it. So, I'm not going to spend too much time on Bitcoin. It's a lot of the same stuff we've been talking about, guys, and I don't want to bore you out. Quite frankly, it's a lot of the same stuff, right? The one thing I'll say is we are sort of kind of broken through the time aspect of this trend line. So this trend line that we've held 3 times in the past, we are kind of like going sideways outside of it. So if this trend line's still going to be valid, which right now it's kind of like, it's kind of up in the air. We did have some wicks below it here. We got a wick below it yesterday here. We're kind of below it now. But the time aspect of this trend line is now over. So if we're going to expect some type of move from this trend line, either a bounce or like simply breaking it to the downside, I would expect it over the next couple of days. Knowing Bitcoin, though, we might just go sideways and ignore this trend line like it doesn't matter. And I actually think that's the most realistic scenario, is actually Bitcoin stays above the bull market support band, but kind of just keeps chopping sideways. I think that's the most realistic scenario if we're talking about it, is a little bit more sideways, like kind of like we talked about. Now, like we've been saying, man, take a look at the historical volatility index real quick, guys, because this is getting juicy. Look at how low we came yesterday, right? Holy shit, this shit is getting low. Look at this thing. This shit's getting sent this week, guys. So we know historical volatility index measures how much volatility is in the Bitcoin market. Typically, when it gets this low, we do see a bounce in volatility. And I think right now we just all want some volatility. We don't care if it's up, down. We just don't want any more sideways. Historically, when we get to these levels, we've only actually been this low twice now. October 2018 and January 2023. We've only been this low, right? So volatility is getting down there, and I've said I think either this week or next week, we're going to see volatility come back into this market, right? And if you're a bull or a bear, place your bets. Everyone's got their opinion. You stick to your opinion, do whatever you need to do. But this is showing that something's brewing here. Something's brewing based off the past. So we'll see what happens with this. But like this is getting like really, really interesting in here. You guys know my take, right? Hash rip and SPY signal on the weekly time frame. Sometimes, like I said, it takes 1, 2, 3 weeks to play out, which matches perfectly with the volatility index. And that's why I think Bitcoin is going to go higher on the weekly. Like we said, short term, who the frick knows? You can get dips in the short term. All right, that's what we're seeing now. It's kind of nice, and that's why I said at the beginning of the week. I hope this week we get some dips, and we're getting some damn dips. Some altcoins that I like are actually coming back down to their lows, which is fantastico. As I'm just looking to DCA over the course of the next rest of 2023, right? So that's really it on Bitcoin. I'm not going to bore you out with too much stuff. Same shit, different day. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Thursday. We'll probably talk about the same thing. We'll probably talk about the same thing, guys, as we all pull our hair out and do weird shit that we don't normally do because the market's not usually this boring, but we do weird shit right now because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Mike said, Jordan, check out the AVAX whack off. Oh, I've been looking at AVAX, man. AVAX is one of them that's down there, dude. Let's see. Wes said Uni almost nice buy level. Uni's still up there. Uni's still pretty high. But we'll talk about it. So I want to look at the S&P. So the S&P, man, I think this is going to come fill this gap, right? At this point, the S&P is down about 4% from its high. Right now, it's all about the Michael Burry shit. Oh my God, he's short. Guys, I can bring up a chart and show you every time that Michael Burry said it's the end of the world. He said he's been said at the end of the world like 12 times. And he was right one time, right? And he's famous for that one time. But, the S&P, we still got this daily gap down here. I think it makes sense because it's also this previous top from August. It makes sense for it to come and fill that gap and test this high. So that's kind of what I'm looking for the S&P. I think at this point, it makes sense. You're going to have traders looking at this going, oh, it's going to go and fill that gap. So I think it makes sense for the S&P. The dollar, actually the two first daily closes above this trend line. So the dollar looks like it's got a little bit higher to go. It's risk range bound, right? It's down, up, down, up, down, up. It's probably going to come and test this 105 level. As you've gotten some daily closes above the freaking trend line. So that's what we got on the dollar. Other than that, I think we should talk about some altcoins today. I think everything else is pretty boring. Let's talk about some altcoins. Anderson said, same shit, different air freshener. You know what it is. You know what it is. Kevin said, I got a 75% profit grab off SEI last night. Yeah, everyone's been talking about SEI, man. But you know when it said everyone starts talking about something. It's usually too late. But if you caught that one yesterday, nice, dude. Coinbase, Bitcoin, and ETH futures. I saw the news on Coinbase and ETH futures. I don't think that is that big of a deal, to be honest. We need a spot. We have enough future shit. You know what I mean? We need some spot shit. So all eyes are still on the spot ETFs. And I think the next deadlines are at the end of August, beginning of September. So that's like 2 weeks from now, which matches up with, you know, when we're expecting some volatility to come back into the market. But yeah, it's not for another 2 weeks. You know, it's not for another 2 weeks, man. Let's see. No all-time high, 3%. Now we need to fill a gap downside. Why not SPY 400? Or I don't know, man. Anyways, so some of the altcoins, right? Like I saw Wes talk about Uni. Uni's still up here. If Uni comes back down to the lows, I'm a buyer. But Uni's up here. I only want to get the stuff that's at here at the lows. So Uniswap already got a nice position in. AVAX. Mike was talking about AVAX. Yeah, AVAX is coming back down. What I like to see for AVAX, actually, and this is what I wanted to see this week. This is perfect on some of these that I've been waiting for. I would love to see AVAX. See like these lows. See all these lows. What would be awesome is if you actually get, and I think we talked about this yesterday. If we actually get a dip below these lows, spike these lows out, and then a reclaim back in. Then, kind of like we've talked about with some other stuff that's kind of played out nicely, then all of a sudden you got the classic Wyckoff for the AVAX, right? Which would be nice. Where you got the 1-2, third hit to the low, you take out the lows, right? All the trade, oh my God, it's going to hold that support. It dips below, all retail capitulates, and then you sort of come back up, entry here, and then we play it up. This would be fantastic for AVAX, an example. And this is kind of, AVAX is one I'm watching, and I have it on my watch list here, but I want a little bit lower on AVAX. I'm being a bottom dweller on AVAX a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I sold all my AVAX and ADA and Atom. Charts are broken. I will never touch it again. You selling it now? Okay, man. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, Bao. I hope it works out for you, buddy. Let's see. So that's AVAX. I'm hoping for a break lower. Break out the lows. Come back in. Chainlink. Chainlink's still too high too. Like, I'm not interested in Chainlink up here. If Chainlink wants to come all the way back down to 527, hell yeah, man. Let's do it. Let's make this happen. Rose. Another one that, see all these weekly lows? Weekly low, weekly low, weekly low, deviated, weekly low, weekly low. Mike said greedy. Mike, you know I'm greedy, man. But here's what I think. I think it's, you know, you know I'm greedy, man. I like to wait for these ridiculous levels on the altcoin market. Especially like right now, I think it's better to do that, right? Because you got the time aspect. I don't think they're going to the moon right now. So like you got the time aspect to wait it out. Rose, if Rose wants to dip back below these lows again, that would be perfect. If like Rose dips back below this box, I'll scoop up some more Rose in here, which would be perfect. And dude, I'm pumped that we're getting some dips this week. Like I was, you guys know on Sunday, like, man, I was like, all right, we got the Bitcoin hash ribbon signal, but it usually takes like 1 to 2 weeks to play out. Give me some altcoin dips in the meantime. And it's, perfect. It's working out. So yeah, Rose right back to the lows. You know, this is typically when, I'm gonna say this. All right, just remember all the times that we were at these lows before, right? This low, bearish, 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 bearish. What's the sentiment again, right? as these come back to the lows again, what's the sentiment again? Right? It's over, right? I saw a bow in here saying that he's selling out of his altcoins here, which is cool, man. I mean, like, if that's better for you in your life, you do what you got to do. But this is typically when you start seeing that stuff, is capitulation at the lows instead of when things are pumping, no one wants to sell. But when things are going down, that's when everyone wants to. Could have sold some of these altcoins a few weeks ago when they were 30-40% higher, but we didn't want to. We want to do it when they're going down, right? That's typically how it works. So, you know, like I said, Rose, I'd love if it comes and smacks these lows again. I would love that. Arbitrum, actually, ARB has been taking its sweet time coming back down to this box. Arbitrum's coming back down to this box. So, ARB, you know, as we start to come back down lower in here, this is typically this is where I'm looking to pick up some ARB in this white box. You know, they give me 92 cents. All right, we're playing it out, man. Which actually is not that. 10%. What's 10%? If Bitcoin sneezes, it can drop 10%. You know what I'm saying? Give me that in 1 to 2 days. Let's see. My sentiment is diarrhea. That is true. That is true, man. I'm addicted. Oh, Lord. I'm kind of just reading the chat today. I'm kind of getting the vibes, guys. How we feeling today, fellas? How we feeling today, fellas? I'm just bored.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
I'm just bored. That's how I feel. You said ARB $1? Yeah, I think ARB $1 makes sense. I would even say like 94 cents or so would make some sense on ARB. I'm just sticking to the weekly here. XRP. I feel bad. You know, I sort of feel bad for the XRPers, man. And you know, the reason why when I say XRPers is like the 100% like portfolio, whatever. Man, they were waiting on that XRP case. You know what I mean? Like, that was the savior. And yeah, but I guess the thing for XRP is you got these range highs, right? So September 2022, we had March of 2023, we have June of 2023. We were talking about this as Wyckoff at the time. It played out nicely. Now we are coming to test that high. So I think if you look at this, you know, 5%, another 5% or so on XRP, maybe even lower. I mean, you could test like the weekly closes. So if we want to say like 53 cents, XRP comes and tags the 53 cent level and tries to hold there as a retest, right? It's also previous lows too, right? See low, low. That would be a nice little level there. Right, so it's not all doom and gloom for XRP. It most likely at this point, you're probably going to go for the retest.
Is ADA finally
where that's
setting
going to
up
be the
for
real
the spring
test. Is you can
phase?
hold that, awesome. That's great, but we want to see that hold. If XRP starts dipping back below here, it ain't looking good for XRP there. So this level in between like 53 cents and 55 cents is going to be huge for XRP to hold, man. In sort of the bigger time frames. So we'll see. XRP for now is fine. If you wanted bid like 53 cents, 55 cents, you know, it is what it is. Drew said XRP case ended up being a nothing burger. Well, you know, I think it was the thing that kind of broke you out of the range. But now's the real test. Like now, like, all right, you usually come and back test the range. Okay? So now, like, what's going to be the narrative right here? You know, it's always what you see. It's like, okay, we might get the retest. Is the narrative Bitcoin bouncing right here? Is it, you know, something else happening? I don't know. But you like, this is where you look for some type of narrative or Bitcoin finding a bounce. If neither of those two things happen, this probably just bleeds back down into the range, which would then just be, that would just be brutal. Like, that would be brutal, man. I would feel bad for the XRPers, man, because that was their day, bro. That was their day. I was so happy for them, man. I was like, let's get XRP rolling. That was their day, man. Let's see. Michael said, what is the FUD this week anyways? there's no really FUD in crypto. I guess the FUD in crypto right now is just the boredom. That's kind of the FUD. But as we know, like, you know, we talked about this a few times. Here we are, right? This is peak boredom. They said there's only been 2 times in history where we've been this bored, right? October 2018. We were a little bit more bored than we are now. I'm measuring boredom versus volatility. We were more bored here. And this was January of this year. Very boring time, right? That was post FTX, post doom and gloom. It was like 2 months of like literally nothing, right? That's also when we were more bored than now. We're right at that level that we're at on the FTX dump. So this is technically the second most bored that we've ever been for Bitcoin, right? Which is right here. Time says that this boredom is going to end this week or next week, right? Oh, we got some street cleaner. You gotta respect the street cleaners,
Strap
man.
up, we're going to the moon.
Gotta respect the street cleaners. They're the ones who keep this streets clean as much as they can. I mean, it gets dirty in like one day, so like, they do the best they can. But you know, they gotta do what they gotta do. You know, so respect to them. One of these coins is gonna be the Fed coin. You think so? Yeah, probably. One of them is. Good luck trying to guess. Watch it be like Algo, the one that everyone shits on. It's gonna be Algorand, the one that like Gensler used to talk about and love Algo, and then he like hates on it now. He probably fudding it to get lower. Something tells me it's gonna be Algo. I don't know why, but something tells me. All right. So besides that, I mean, we can look at some other altcoins and stuff, but Joey said, "Is ADA finally setting up for the spring phase?" Shout out to Joey, man. Good morning, Joey. Hope you're having a good day, dude. Let's play a little nice music for Joey here, man. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's look at Cardano with some nice music in the background, guys. ADA. Yeah, see, ADA's got the same thing. Give me the dip. Woo. Give me this. Something like that. Right? I think all the L1s have very similar charts. You know, like your ADAs, your AVAXs, FTNs. They all have very similar charts. Right? I think these make sense to swipe these lows one more time. Right? But that would be like that would be perfect. Then all the setups that you saw on all the ones that already broke out, you're gonna have the setups on all the layer ones. Give me one more of these flush outs, man. One more flush. That'd be perfect. Did we just get transported to the beach? Yeah, we did. We did. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful day today, guys. He said, enjoy the boring action while you can, fellas. Music's too loud. Is it? I could picture Clint wearing a Speedo while this song plays at the beach. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. I was trying to get some beach music in the background and it's too loud. Nice music. Thank you, Cloud. Thank you, Cloud. 8 to 15 cents? That's a big drop from here. I think, just looking at where you're at now, right? Let's do like, I think, let's see. Could be like here. This order block makes some sense. Like, and I know that seems kind of scary from where you are now, but usually, like, if it's going to do something like this, it's not going to stay there for very long. So, this, you got a nice, like, weekly order block in here, right there. Maybe, like, a wick down to this, right? Just being logical. Like, if this is going to come wick down to here and then come back up, little deviation, come back into the range, maybe something like that for ADA. Something like that. I don't think is terribly unrealistic. You know, 8 is one of them that like I still think has got a little bit lower to go. The chart is just kind of like, you know. But yeah, that's my thoughts on 8. I think it has one more dip down. Now, once again, like you can play this however you want to. You know, some people like if this is going to come down, you're just going to want to DCA in like this. My strategy always is if you think it's going to break down, I like to see it break down, right? Wait to see if it's a retest, because it could just retest and then dump more, or you know, it comes down, comes back into the range, right? And then this is where I want to enter right here. So then like you're back into the range, you're feeling pretty safe, bada bing, bada boom, right? And then there we go. And that's how we caught a lot of the ones earlier this year was they broke down, you waited till they got back into the range, and then you bought the support. And then you came back up, right? That's how I would play this, you know? But like I said, everyone's got a different strategy, and you do what you need to do. Mike said, fun fact, Jordan used to love Cardano. Now it has none. Facts. That is absolute facts, man. Maybe I'll be interested if the chart shows me a chart, but I don't know. Like for me, I'm trying to get into things that, you know, other than Bitcoin and ETH. Like I want things that are gonna, in my opinion, maximize the money that I'm gonna put into the market. ADA to me is just like that, like mid-tier play. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to hate on ADA. I just think it's that, you know the curve like this, right? You know the curve? Whoop! You guys know what I mean. Where you have the really dumb people over here, the extremely smart people over here, and then you have the mid-curve people. To me, ADA is like that mid-curve play. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, maybe you get a 5 to 10x, or, you know, something like that. I like, for me, I just think there's better plays out there than Cardano. That's just my take. You know, some people will disagree, and that's okay. I think Cardano's doing some good things, but from an investment standpoint, I think I can get more out of like optimism, Arbitrum, and stuff that revolves around Ethereum rather than going into another L1. At least at this moment. If I can get it lower, that's a different story. But at least at this moment, I don't know. The bell curve. Walk. It up. Joey said, that's why I don't mind ADA. Feels safe for risk tolerance. Yeah, I think ADA is a safe play. ADA to me is a safe play. It's one of the only cryptos that's had made 2 all-time highs in 2 different bull markets, which you can look at as a positive or a negative, whatever way you want to look at it. But hey, it is what it is. Just do enough school and the curve will the curve, man. Let's see. That is a fun fact. Mike said, it's not what he said. 8 is an easy 2x. An easy 2x. Theo, that's funny, man. He said 8 is an easy 2x. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Dan said safety is not for degens. That is true, man. Listen, I've always said this. If I want like a safe play, I'm just going to go invest in stocks. I'm not going to be in crypto for safe. Crypto is the degen space. You know, I'll just go invest in Palantir if I want a 2x. You know what I mean? It is what it is. If I'm in this market for the major fear and greed periods, not a 2x. You know, but hey, everyone thinks differently. This is what it is. All right. Anyways, besides that, I mean, we can look at some other stuff, but it's a lot of the same, guys. It's like I said, I think The next, I mean, look, this is my chart to look at just to remind me where we're at, like to remain sane. Don't make yourself go insane. This is probably the best time you could take like a break from the charts. Have levels, like set alerts on things where you want to buy them or sell them, and just wait it out. Like there's nothing else to really do right now, and just realize that like you might be feeling some type of way, but that's the way that everyone's feeling right now, right? So, and just know that. Like you're not going insane. Like this is a unbelievably rare time for Bitcoin. Like you do not see this low of volatility very often. This is only the third time in history that we've seen this. So it's totally normal to feel the way you're feeling right now, right? So just understand that. I think right now is a good time to, like I said, set some alerts on your charts. And other than that, there really ain't too much else to do. Find the stuff you're interested in. Have your thesis. If you think we're going lower, put your money where your mouth is, and go into stable coins. Put your money where your mouth is. If you think we're going higher, like I said, on dips, look to do what you got to do. But like the one thing I'll say is make sure you don't FOMO into things that are already pumped. I'm seeing everyone. This is the thing, man. I'll use SHIB as a perfect example. We were talking about SHIB a couple weeks ago, and no one wanted anything to do with it when it was at the low. And then as soon as it pumps, everyone talks about Shibarium and everyone FOMOs in. Now it pulls back, right? Perfect example. Now I see everyone talking about SEI, okay? Now I see everyone talk about SEI. Let's see, SEI. Let's see what we're looking at here, right? So this one, right? 21 cents. Another one that kind of everyone's talking about now. You got a little bit of a move up. This is another one that probably a lot of people will FOMO. Probably already did at 27 cents. Like I said, wait for ranges and wait for bottom of ranges, right? I think that's the best thing you can do. Don't FOMO the ones. Like, there's no reason you should be wrecked right now. Like I keep seeing like chats like, "Oh, I'm wrecked. I'm wrecked." There's no reason you should be wrecked if you're buying lows. If you're FOMOing, you're wrecked, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. If you're buying low, right, only at range lows, you should not be wrecked on anything. And if to be honest, you should be up on most things. You shouldn't be down. You know what I'm saying? So don't FOMO into the coins that already pumped. That's going to get you wrecked. There's 20,000, 30,000 altcoins. Just find something else that does the same thing that the one you're FOMOing into does that might be at a range low. That's it. There's not much else to really do right now. I'm a short that bitch. Drew, short that bitch. It actually looks like a good one, to be honest. You probably get a little bearish div going on here. I'm not even going to look at it. But just because I just can't bring myself to be looking at short-term time frame charts right now. But yeah, I mean, you probably got a little bearish divvy, I would guess, just by looking at the chart. All memes. Yeah, that is true. Crypto shrimps, and I would argue Bitcoin is safer than stocks. Right? I mean, it has been. It has been. That is true. As the dollar's come up since July, stocks have taken a little bit of a tumble. Bitcoin's just been kind of chilling. It hasn't really done much. Now, I would never say Bitcoin's safer than stocks, though. You might be going a little bit too far with that. I don't think that's really the case. Today, it looks like in the short term, another test of the bull market support band looks like it's coming here. So that has been pretty good bid opportunities up until this point. So it looks like another bid of that is coming. We can get like 28.6, 28.5. We can dip into that bull market support band again. That would be nice. That would be nice, and that might get you, like some of the altcoins we've been talking about today. That might get you to some of the levels that you're looking at for some of those altcoins, right? Because that's really not even a big move for Bitcoin. But like you saw yesterday, Bitcoin didn't even move, and the altcoin market kind of came down a little bit. So that's about 2-3% move down on Bitcoin if you can get it. That'll probably get you to where you need to be on some of those altcoins. So that could be interesting. So we'll see if we get there, right? We might not. If we do, though, oh man, I'm so pumped. I've been asking for that. I asked for that this week, man. Let's go. Don't rage at me. Shout out to you, man. You came out with a gifted membership. Shout out to you, bro. You're always coming in here with those. I appreciate you very, very much, man. You do that almost, I mean, not every day, but you do it, I mean, 80% of days. So you're an absolute stud. Franco's a stud, too. Franco said, I need that horse guy compilation video. From the first manipulation to him saying, I am George, we're all George, to him singing happy birthday to Hoffs. we can do that, man. We can do that. Maybe it's, I gotta find a day where I can do that, man. That'll take a while because you have to go through all the old videos. But Franco, just for you, I'll make that for you, man. You deserve it, bro. From all your spam super chats, you know, and you just being here every day in the Discord, arguing with Bath on the Discord. You deserve it, man. You deserve it, dude. All right. Anyways, we'll keep it over here. We all have a horse guy in us. We do. You have to fight the horse guy. You know, you have to fight the horse guy. That's the one thing you got to do. Am I a stud, Elliot? Of course you're a stud, man. Elliot, you're the stud. You come in here and say, guys, and every time I see you say, guys, I know there's like a banger coming. I know that you're about to call some alt that's a banger. You know what I'm saying? Don't rage at me. Says fell off for a few weeks, fell asleep looking at the charts. Dude, fall asleep more. I'm telling you. If there's a time to take a break, now is the time. Because I don't think you're going to be wanting to pay attention, I think, in a few weeks. I don't, this is not going to last longer. It's not. I just don't believe it. It's not. Like I said, it goes a little bit based off feeling in the market. And it goes based off the charts too, right? This chart screams that something is brewing, right? So, we'll see, man. Mike said he deserves it because he's stuck with his Buffalo Bills as his football team. Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. I would love to be a Buffalo Bills fan right now. Now, I'll always be a Pats fan. Always. Not very happy to be a Pats fan right now. But I guess like we deserve some slight average years. Being a Bills fan, you're pretty good right now. You got your quarterback for probably the next at least 10 years, probably. You know, bearing some other things that happen. But, yeah, I'd be happy to be a Bills fan right now, dude. All right. Holy shit. Come on, Bitcoin. Like, even the dips are slow, dude. Fahid is a news, right? Yeah, I always see Fahid saying, breaking. Fahid's funny, man. He says, like, breaking. Jordan announces his last stream is today. Or, breaking. Bitcoin has moved $5 in the last 5 days. That's always good. Taking my Zeke from the Cowboys. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty trash now. I mean, there's a reason why he was a free agent. You know what I mean? He's pretty trash. Bass said a little SPX bounce here. Yeah. You know, the way I'm feeling, Bath, is, you know I'd love to see the SPX bounce, bro. The way I'm feeling is this gap. You know, this to me, when I just look at this chart on the SPX, right? It was a little bit different when we were up here. We were hot, right? At this point, when I look at this chart, I think it makes sense for this to come and test this August high, right? As this was kind of like double bottom, breakout. We left the gap literally right on top of that high. So what I think would make a lot of sense, and you know the market doesn't always have to make sense. This could just be one of those spoof gaps that makes you think it's going to go down there, but it really won't. Something like this, you know, a little breakdown, and then we come back up. Something like this. That's kind of my thought process at this point. Because I think you're going to have a lot of the big money going, oh, there's a gap there. I'm going to wait to buy until that gap comes. Or it gets run a little bit. You never know in these times. Like, especially in these times, like the macro stuff can just flip shit so quick. Like if you get something bullish on the macro, it can flip it up. You just never know with the stock market, man. But, yeah, that's the way I'm thinking about it. SPX 5 to 6% rotation down before a new all-time highs in a year. Oh, I agree. I think the SPX will make new all-time highs by the end of the year. I definitely agree with that. That lines up with just the typical cycle. You know, so even if we do something like this, wonk, right? I do think we hit all-time highs by the end of the year on the SPX, and then that's when, right? So Bitcoin's boring right now. That's when, right, as the SPX approaches like this area, that's typically when Bitcoin starts to really move. Is SPX come to all-time highs? You have retail investors learning, oh my God, the SPX is at all-time highs. That's bullish. Oh Lord. Right? They're going to think they missed out on the SPX, so they're going to look for more risky assets, and then that's when crypto starts to move. When you think about it logically, right? So that's still the thought process. It's just taking a while here, you know? It's just taking a while. But I'll say this, the more disbelief and doubt that we have, so like what do red candles make? Disbelief, doubt. What does boredom make? Disbelief, doubt. The more that we have, the more I think fuel that this will have, right? Because you want generally the bears to stay bearish, because you want the bears to be the exit liquidity when they finally flip bullish, when we break key levels, right? That's what fuels the moves higher. So like these moves down like this, like when you got your Michael Burry shorting, right? When you got, you know, all this shit, you know, flying on the news that Michael Burry, the big short guy, is short. And even though he was literally short twice other times this year, right? He was short in January, which that was a horrible call. And he was also short in November, which is a horrible call. But he's short again, so it's over. And that's the type of stuff you want to see. You want to see those big bears making the headlines and keeping this afloat. If everyone was bullish right now, it would just be... That would obviously not be good, you know. Franco said, I feel like Fahid uses Jordan's Discord to practice his comedic routines. Was always too shy when he was a kid. Fahid, man, I feel like Fahid is... I think Fahid could be a comedian, man. He comes up with jokes on the spot, you know? Like, he'll come up with the breaking jokes, like, in 5 seconds each. I think Fahid, you need to sign up to be a comedian, man. I feel you got it in you, you know? Because that's a talent, to come up with jokes on the spot. That is a very, very big talent of yours, dude. What do you say, Amaj? Oh. Yeah, you're funny when you come up with jokes. You're like, you come up with a comeback and it takes you like 10 seconds. I always know when you're coming up with a comeback. I think this boredom has been worse than the big red candle days. Oh, this is true. Yeah, we've always said that. Time capitulation's worse than price capitulation. Right? I mean, I think we can all, like, I mean, it depends on the person, but I think we can all agree. I think more of us are more sick of the market now than we were even after the FTX dump. You know what I mean? And you could see that in Google Trends, right? So, like, Bitcoin, right, has gone from 15,000 to 30,000 this year. But even though the price is 2 times higher, you're seeing less interest in the market than when it was at the lows. Why? Because any type of candle is exciting, right? So even if it's red, you're still going to have that dopamine hit your head. Right now, you're just getting no dopamine. And when you get no dopamine, right, obviously that's what kind of makes you feel down in the dumps, right? Just dopamine's the thing that kind of gets you out of the dumps. So, yeah, the time capitulation aspect gets more people out of the market. Holy shit! Wow. But yeah, time capitulation, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Oh, we got some stuff. Yeah, keep bleeding now, boy. It was a good week this week. Breaking. Fahid got kicked off the last comic stand for making crypto jokes normal. People don't understand. Yeah. The crypto jokes. We need like a crypto comedian, man. You know? Someone who's not afraid to be controversial. My favorite comedians are the ones that aren't afraid to be controversial. I hate, and you guys know I always bitch about this. It's like comedians are allowed to say anything they want, but everyone else, if they say anything, they get canceled. It's so true. It's so true. Like a comedian can get on the stage and make any joke that they want. People will laugh. But if anyone else makes that joke, it's offensive. It's hugely offensive. Even if like you're joking when you say it. I mean, it cracks my head up. It's just such a hypocrisy of this world. Is like any type of people will go and watch a comedian and they'll laugh at anything they say. But like I said, they can hear someone in public say the same thing as a joke, laughing, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you just say that?" So hypocritical. Let's see. Prepare your anus, Bobos. Prepare your anus. Like I said, I wouldn't mind. I said this earlier this week. It's like, all right, historically speaking, right? And guys, I'm just going based off history. I know people will disagree, right? There's a reason why I actually wanted to dip this week, because I just don't think we're going to be seeing, and I know everyone disagrees and all this stuff. I just don't think we're going to be seeing like huge, massive dips, right? Like, where you're going to see things break into like massive new lows. I just don't see that happening. So like, and the reason why, and we've talked about this, and I know it's the same recycled shit, but I'm using something that is actually a good indicator. It's not like one of these random made up shits that someone made, or this indicator that's right 56 or 67% of the time or some shit. This is one that hasn't been wrong ever, right? So when you put it all together, when you put this here, which usually takes, right, buy signal 1 to 2 weeks to play out, when you put that and combine with Bitcoin's volatility only staying below here typically also for 1 to 2 weeks, and the fact that it has been down here for 1 week now, right, 1 to 2 weeks below here, low volatility, buy signal usually taking 1 to 2 weeks to play out before you start to see some upside. Right? You put those two things together, and you also look at the altcoin market, which you got things that are coming back down to their lows again, right? Coming back down to the low. Arbitrum coming back down to the low, right? You look at all these, like you look at, say, AVAX coming back down to the low, right? When you put all these things together, I think it's setting up to be something interesting here. And it's like I said, it's not based the way I feel. It's just based the way I see the market. When I see things low and at support, like the altcoin market, and I see Bitcoin get the hash ribbons buy signal, and I see it also having the lowest volatility that's ever had. You put everything together, and it comes out with my thoughts, which is, I know it's boring, but I think in the next 1 to 2 weeks we're going to see actually Bitcoin start to come up, and I think it's going to start getting interesting. But like I said, if you want to take a vacation from the charts the next 1 week, I think that would be good for you. I think that would be very, very good for you. I like turtles. Nice, Judge. Judge likes turtles. That's just the state of the market, man. You could come up with a good thesis, and people in the chat just like, I like turtles. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And then you'll just have someone else that just says, I feel like Bitcoin's going to go down. And everyone's like, oh! You know what I mean? That's just the state of the market right now. It is what it is. It is what it is. What is Hedera doing? If you're asking for Hedera because it pumped, as always, right? Let's not, like, I don't even think we should talk about the ones that already pumped. And I know that sounds backwards, but we go to HBAR. And I know HBAR is the hot one right now. Why? Because it just had a big week. This is typically how it works. HBAR has a big week, right? Now everyone wants to get an HBAR. But, 2 weeks ago, no one wanted to get into it. But, like, HBAR, right? Big spike up. You probably, once again, this is another lesson, right? I mean, we can do this over and over. HBAR is the one that rises. Probably have a lot of retail FOMO into HBAR right here between 6.7 cents and 7.7 cents. Guys, this is when we want to start getting into these, not up here, right? So like up here, if you're swing trading this, probably a good time to take some profits. If you're holding it, I think you're sitting on a good hodl position right there. If you got in down here. But another example, right? Right now, the problem is a lot of these altcoin pumps are not lasting. So you don't want to be getting into them on the pumps, right? Now, there'll be a time where the altcoin pumps last and you can get away with FOMOing a little bit. Right now, they don't last, right? They last a couple weeks and then they fizzle out. So you don't want to be getting at the highs, right? So next week, it might be, I don't know, there's going to be something that pumps next week. Let's just do an example. Let's say it's Tezos next week. I don't know, I'm making shit up. Let's say it's Tezos, and then everyone will be hyped on Tezos. FOMO at the highs, it dips, we sell it out for something else that's pumping, it dips, we sell it up. You know, it's a constant cycle. It's the constant cycle, man. Fahid never misses. Fahid! You're crazy, man. Oh, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. You guys are crazy. HBAR supply is way too high. I think we overthink it sometimes with the supply, guys. I think sometimes you overthink it with the fundamentals, guys. You know what I mean? And I'm just being honest. If you like something, there's no problem getting into it, right? So like HBAR, supply is too high, right? But I think I remember HBAR literally mooning in 2021. You know what I mean? Like, I think we overthink it a little bit sometimes. You know, like if you like what it does and you like the chart, go for it. I think sometimes the tokenomics thing is important in a bear market, like when they're releasing coins, and obviously you get sell pressure in a bear market. But like if you're just accumulating for the eventual bull run, I think that stuff is, you know, I think it's you're mid curving a little bit. You know, when you think about that stuff too much. Like OP's tokenomics are kind of shit. You know, does that stop me though? No, but I always know they're going to release some tokens and it's going to cause some sell pressure. I don't really care though. You're going to find that with 95% of altcoins have horrible tokenomics. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. OP I think has horrible, you know, but I still like what it does, and I like that it's on ETH, and I see the strength that it's had in the bear market, so I'm gonna accumulate it. You know, the whole supply thing. The only thing Jordan FOMO's into is loaded Chipotle bowls. Loaded Chipotle bowls, baby. Let's go. Let's go, man. Loaded Chipotle bowls. I think I'm going to get Chipotle today, guys. I think Chipotle is the day. Maj, you want Chipotle today?
Oh, no. Thank you.
Wait, what did you just say?
Bruh.
Who doesn't want Chipotle? Anyways. John, what's going on, man? That's what they said last, and only pumped to 40 cents. Sure. Over the last year, Joey, that shouldn't really be true, though. You know, like that shouldn't really be true, right? I mean, think about it this way, right? So if we say, you know, it'd be better off burning my DCA money than DCAing, right? I mean, that shouldn't really be true. I mean, obviously there's some altcoins that have gone significantly lower from a year ago. Most of them are either at the same level or higher. You know, they're not very, like, Uniswap is higher than it was a year ago, right? XRP is higher than it was a year ago. XLM is higher than it was a year ago. VeChain, you know, like, it's slightly lower. You know, we're talking 10% lower than it was a year ago. Solana, same price it was a year ago. You know, Matic, same price as it was a year ago. So I mean, it's not like I think we're being a little dramatic. You know what I mean? We haven't gone anywhere, right? Chainlink higher than it was a year ago. I can go down the list. Lido higher than it was a year ago. I think you know, if you're doing it at smart levels and only at range lows, my take is like we shouldn't be down that much, you know. If down at all, we should just be, and that's why it's important not to get into the craze of trying to FOMO into shit. If you miss something, you miss something. Just move on to something else. Because like I said, none of the altcoin rallies last right now. They all fizzle out. It's not really about the rallies right now. It's just trying to catch the lows. It's not about the upside moves. Like I can give two shits if they pump 10% tomorrow, because it'll probably just fizzle out. It's about trying to catch the lows, you know. But yeah, like most things. Barry gave a nope on Chipotle. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. She said no on Chipotle. Like this is. You know what I think?
Basically, Bitcoin
is a
is clearly a
scam.
scam. Cryptocurrency is clearly an idiot with no common sense. And scientifically speaking, according to a study at the Bank of Canada, more people who are financially illiterate invest in Bitcoin.
Facts. Let's see. Anderson said I got 2 free meal vouchers for Chipotle. Nice. Nice. Bass said what he's saying is even the shitcoins did okay. You know what I'm saying, Beth? I mean, Bitcoin's significantly higher than it was a year ago. Ethereum's significantly higher than it was a year ago. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not as doom and gloom as people say. It's not. You know, it is what it is. Liam said you asked for a red week, Jordan. You wish it was great. I did ask for a red week this week. I'm pumped. I did ask for a red week. And there's a reason why I wanted a red week this week. Right? It's because I'm confident in the bigger picture on the high term time frame. So the short term time frames don't bother me. I'll let all the little squirm boys go, oh, yep. I'll let them do that. That's fine. They're going to squirm over the 1 hour time frame, whatever. I'll let them squirm, right? But like for the bigger picture, I wanted it this week. So I am enjoying this, right? And actually some of the ones that I'm looking at are getting pretty close to my buy levels. The one of them that's pissing me off that I really want to get some is Render. Not dropping as much as I want it to. It's dropping, but it's not dropping as much as I want it to. I want it to come back into these retracement levels, but it's not quite there yet. But like I said, I think it's not that far away, right? I mean, we talked to Render come back to the golden pocket, 15%. What's 15%, man? Like, what is 15%? 15% in crypto is 2 days worth of price action, you know. So Render's one that I'm waiting for, you know, down here. Give me these retracement levels. I love that. And some of these other ones that seem to be kind of actually coming to break lows, like Rose coming to break these lows, would love that. Arbitrum coming a little bit lower, would love that. And then like I have some lower caps that I like you guys. I've talked about SDEX a few times. This is a low cap. Do your own research on these. SDEX would like to add. I got a pretty good entry on this one. NXRA looks like it's coming back down to the golden pocket. It's another low cap. Once again, do your own research on these. These are risky ones, but these ones are coming back down to the retracement levels. So this one is looking good. You're back at the golden pocket. I might be a little bit greedy and kind of wait a little bit because that's what I like to do. But yeah, these ones are coming down, which is nice. NXRA. But yeah, I mean, there's a million ones. I mean, everyone has their own choice. Do you? I don't think there's a point of calling altcoin gems because no one really knows. Let's be honest. No one really knows. I bought more near. Nice, Denise. Yeah, near is another one that's, I mean, all the layer ones. All the layer ones look the same. Every single layer one looks the exact same on the chart. Near looks like, we talked about this earlier this week too, like we talked about near probably spikes these lows and hopefully has a little bit of deviation back in, you know, something like that. But it looks like that's coming. It looks like that is coming. And it looks like it might be nice. Drunk Bear said I bought more FAR. Anderson, what's Mong doing? Mong didn't do well, man. but that's the thing with the meme coins. Like, some of them are going to do well, some of them are going to do well, you know? That's the thing with the memes. You got to be okay with the memes going to zero. That's why you should never, like, put a shitload of money into the memes. Like, I have a huge, I mean, not a huge, like, dollar value in meme coins, but I do hold, like 7 of them, just because I've always said, like, 6 of them can go to zero. I just need 1 of them to go off. You know what I mean? Like, I 6 of these will probably go to zero between Wojak, Pepe, Gensler, Pussy, Floki. You know, we got Mong, we got what else do we have? We got Jim, we got Harry Potter, Obama Sonic 10 Inu. Between all these, we just need 1 of them to go off, fellas. But never put a shitload of money into the memes, because you're gonna. The problem with that is if you don't catch one and you have a shitload of money in the meme coins, you're gonna get absolutely fried. You know, so just be careful with the memes, man. They're fun, and if you catch one, it's fun. But if you don't, you're gonna regret your decisions there. You know. Chad Super said, morning, Jordan. Morning, man. Hope you're doing good. Let's see. Just Try a Healthier said, isn't it better to buy 2x instead of spot? I don't think so, man. I always say spot's better. I don't like, if it's a long-term bag, I never like the leveraged ones, like the 2x, 3x, or just futures. You don't want to hold those long-term. Spot's the way to go. Because the problem, like, you might think 2x is better, but the problem is, you know, it's going to make you more emotional, right? Think about it this way: crypto is already volatile. Why do you need 2x more volatile? You know, because think about it. When the market starts moving, right? Everyone thinks it's all just, you know, happy and woohoo, right? It's not. I mean, you go through many times where there's a lot of doubt, right? Even in like bull trends, you'll have 30-40% pullbacks. And the thing is, like, you don't see that on like the weekly chart, but if you zoom in, you'll see 4-hour candles that dump 20-30%. If you're on 2-3x, you're talking about 60% drawdowns. Can you emotionally handle that? Most people aren't going to be able to emotionally handle that. You're gonna feel like you lost the world. That's why spot is king for most people. Leverage is good to use in like either a very good uptrend or a very good downtrend. Right now it's just like a horrible time, in my opinion, for most people to use leverage. Most people are going to lose right now. That's just how it is. But like, if you're in a full-blown bull market or a full-blown bear market, which I don't think you're in either at this current moment, you're kind of just not doing nothing. You can use leverage and get bailed out. You know what I mean? Like sometimes. And right now I'm not doing a lot of trading, but like when the market starts picking up again, that's when I'm going to start using a little bit of leverage again. Because that's where things start to make sense a little bit more. Right now, it just the moves aren't worth it, you know? The moves aren't worth it right now. When shorting, The minutes are a big nothing burger. Oh, enough with the macro shit. The macro shit hasn't mattered in like months. You know what I mean? Like Bitcoin doesn't even react to those things. Oh, Lord. All right, guys. Well, it seems like actually we got the stock market bouncing up to start the day. Let me zoom in a little bit on S&P. A little bit of a bounce, nothing crazy. NASDAQ's been holding out at this low since Friday. So you've kind of been holding out this low. This seems to be a critical level for the NASDAQ. Dow Jones actually getting a nice little bounce, and Russell actually getting a nice little bounce. So you're seeing a little bounce over there in the stock market. Dollar seems to still be fighting the 702 retracement. And a lot of times we talk about the 702 retracement has been a big resistance for the dollar. Still fighting that above our resistance level. But if we can dip back below our resistance level and close back below there, the dollar, I think, is actually going to look very bad. So we'll watch that, as you haven't really moved since beginning of this week. Besides that, there ain't too much else going on, guys. Looks like Bitcoin, you might get a little dippy on the Bitcoin today, which might give you a little dippy on the altcoin market as well. So that's what I'm looking for. Be paying attention to that. I have some alerts set on my phone for them to go off if some of the altcoins hit some of my targets. I'm hoping they do. But in the meantime, like I said, anything, I know Bitcoin's down today, so it's going to be like, oh my God. And then it's kind of just been, that's how it's been. So anything like really in between like 28.5 and 30K is sort of pointless in my opinion. So enjoy the dip. I'm sure we'll be kind of chilling. We're back where we are right now by tomorrow, and enjoy your day, guys. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Stumbledore said, can you show diamond pattern on ETH? Diamond pattern on ETH. I'll do it real quick, Stumbledore. What have we got in the diamond pattern, bro? Let's see. Diamond pattern on ETH. What time frame are we talking about, man? I don't see no diamond pattern, man. I don't see a diamond pattern on any time frame. I don't see no diamond. I don't see it on the 4 hour. I don't see it. I don't see it over here. I don't see no diamond pattern, man. You know what I mean? I just see like down. You know what I mean? So I might just be blind. Sometimes I tend to be blind, and I don't even notice that I tend to be blind sometimes. I just am. Shit. All right, guys. I'm out. See ya. Peace. Once again, do what you need to do. But, just think about the big picture. Don't be zoomed in. And I think just like when you're looking at some of the altcoin market, just look where they are, right? And, look what's happened at levels in the past that they've reacted to these levels, right? And don't make like huge rash decisions as you're coming to support, right? But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye. Peace. I gotta poop too, so that's why I'm leaving too. I gotta poop. Later.